Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The NFL world has been turned completely upside down with the shocking news that DK Metcalf is leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers and has decided to join the Las Vegas Raiders on what insiders are already calling a mega contract. This move has sent shockwaves across the league, not only because of Metcalf's status as one of the most dominant receivers in the game, but also because of how quickly the Raiders moved to secure his signature. Just when Steelers fans thought they were building something special with Metcalf as the centerpiece of their passing attack, the storyline flipped, leaving Pittsburgh scrambling for answers. What makes this even more dramatic is the timing, as the Steelers have been hinting at a potential extension for months, yet nothing materialized. Behind the scenes, it seems negotiations hit several roadblocks, with whispers about guaranteed money and offensive scheme concerns. Now, with the Raiders swooping in, the narrative has shifted entirely, and fans are left wondering how such a prized asset could slip away from one of the league's proudest franchises. This isn't just a simple transaction. It feels like a tectonic shift in NFL power dynamics, and everyone is talking about it nonstop. For the Raiders, this deal is nothing short of a statement of intent, a bold declaration that they are ready to move from mediocrity into the spotlight of genuine contention. The organization has long been criticized for lacking consistency, for failing to live up to the promise of its legacy, but bringing in a star like Metcalf changes the perception almost overnight. His blend of size, speed, and playmaking ability instantly gives the Raiders' offense a new identity, a weapon that defenses cannot afford to ignore under any circumstance. Imagine him lined up against AFC West rivals, where every game feels like a shootout. The Raiders have essentially said to their division foes, including the Chiefs and Chargers, that they are done playing second fiddle. The city of Las Vegas thrives on spectacle, and this signing could be the biggest show of all. There are even rumblings that ticket sales have already spiked dramatically since the news broke, with fans eager to witness what could be the dawn of a new era. The black and silver just got faster, stronger, and infinitely more dangerous, and opponents should be very, very nervous. Of course, the Steelers side of the story is drenched in confusion and disappointment, with fans in Pittsburgh struggling to process how management let this situation unfold. Many have believed that Metcalf, with his physical dominance and competitive fire, was tailor-made for the Steelers' culture, embodying the toughness and grit that the franchise has always prided itself on. Now those same fans are voicing their anger, questioning the front office's priorities and speculating whether there were deeper issues behind closed doors that we simply weren't aware of. Was it purely about money, or was there a sense that the Steelers' offensive scheme wasn't maximizing his potential? There's even a murmur among insiders that Metcalf may have grown frustrated with the inconsistency at quarterback, unsure if the Steelers could truly deliver a championship-caliber offense in the coming seasons. For Pittsburgh, this departure isn't just a loss on the field. It's a blow to morale, a gut punch that could linger for seasons. And with the AFC North as competitive as ever, losing a player of Metcalf's caliber could tilt the balance of power in ways that ripple far beyond this year. Around the league, reactions are flooding in, and the tone ranges from stunned disbelief to outright excitement. Analysts on major sports networks are already breaking down how Metcalf will fit into the Raiders' offensive system, pointing out that his ability to stretch the field vertically pairs perfectly with the quarterback's strong arm and aggressive style. At the same time, skeptics warn that star players alone don't guarantee success, reminding fans of other blockbuster signings that failed to deliver the expected results. Yet with Metcalf, there's a sense of inevitability, as if his physical gifts are too overwhelming to be anything but transformative. Social media is ablaze, with Raiders fans flooding timelines with celebratory posts, while Steelers fans mourn the departure like a personal heartbreak. The energy surrounding this deal feels almost cinematic, like a plot twist nobody saw coming, but everyone will now be obsessed with. Rival executives are even said to be envious, admitting quietly that they wish their teams had been bold enough to pull off a move of this magnitude. The ripple effects of this signing are only beginning to be felt, but already the league looks a little different than it did just yesterday. In Las Vegas, the excitement isn't limited to the football field because the entertainment capital of the world knows how to amplify a moment. Imagine the spectacle of Metcalf's debut at Allegiant Stadium, with the lights, the music, and the sheer energy of a crowd hungry for a star. Raiders fans have always demanded a mix of grit and glamour, and Metcalf delivers both in abundance. His personality is as magnetic as his on-field talent, and in a city built on showmanship, that combination is priceless. Early whispers suggest the Raiders are planning a major rollout to introduce him, something more in line with a Vegas residency than a football signing. This isn't just about touchdowns, it's about branding, about making the Raiders the headline act in a division dominated for years by Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's no exaggeration to say that the Metcalf deal could mark a cultural shift for the team, pushing them back into the spotlight, not just as a football powerhouse, but as one of the league's most marketable franchises. From merchandise sales to national TV appearances, the Raiders are about to cash in on every angle of this blockbuster move. Even neutral fans, those without allegiance to either team, are captivated by the drama because it plays out like a soap opera with stakes that feel larger than life. The Steelers' reputation as a stable, loyal organization has taken a hit, while the Raiders' long-standing image as risk-takers has been reaffirmed in the most electrifying way possible. This is the kind of story that keeps the NFL buzzing during the off-season, filling endless hours of debate shows, podcasts, and fan discussions. People want to know the details, the whispers, the behind-the-scenes tension that led to such a dramatic shift. Was there a heated meeting that finally broke the relationship? Did the Raiders outbid everyone by such a wide margin that Metcalf couldn't resist? Or was there something personal, something deeper that nudged him toward the glitz of Vegas? These questions won't be answered overnight, but that's part of the intrigue. It keeps the conversation alive, keeps the speculation rolling, and keeps the spotlight firmly on Metcalf and his new home. And if there's one thing the NFL thrives on, it's the combination of sport, drama, and narrative that feels almost scripted, yet entirely real. The money, of course, is at the center of everything, because this deal is being described as one of the richest contracts ever handed to a wide receiver, and that alone explains why the football world cannot stop buzzing. While official numbers are still being kept quiet, insiders claim the Raiders essentially blew everyone else out of the water with guaranteed cash that the Steelers either could not or would not match. Rumors point to a structure heavily front-loaded, giving Metcalf both security and the immediate status of being among the top-paid players at his position. For the Raiders, it's a gamble that screams confidence, but for the Steelers, the refusal to go that high is being read as a statement about philosophy and risk. Pittsburgh has always prided itself on spreading resources across the roster rather than overloading on one player, but fans argue this was the one star worth breaking tradition for. What makes this sting more is the fact that Metcalf reportedly loved the city, loved the fan base. Yet when the financial commitment didn't match his expectations, the door opened just wide enough for Las Vegas to storm through with their mega offer. What's even more fascinating is the chatter that Metcalf himself had been quietly intrigued by the idea of playing in Las Vegas long before this deal materialized, with whispers that he had mentioned the city's energy to close friends during past off-seasons. The allure of being a marquee name in a city where entertainment never stops, where athletes and celebrities share the same spotlight, might have played as big a role as any contract figure. It's not hard to imagine the appeal of combining his personal brand with the Raiders' mystique, forging a partnership that goes beyond football. The organization, which has sometimes been criticized for lacking direction, now suddenly looks like one of the most ambitious in the league, and much of that perception shift is tied to Metcalf's arrival. Insiders say players around the league are already buzzing about Vegas being an attractive destination, hinting that this move could trigger a ripple effect where other stars consider the Raiders as a legitimate landing spot. In that sense, the deal is more than just one player changing teams. It could mark the start of a trend that reshapes the balance of power in the AFC West and perhaps the entire NFL. Back in Pittsburgh, though, the conversation is darker, with questions swirling about how the front office allowed a generational talent to walk away during what should have been his prime. Some analysts argue that this is the price of the Steelers' tradition of conservative spending, while others speculate that there might have been tensions brewing between Metcalf and the offensive coaching staff. Reports suggest that behind closed doors, there were debates about how best to utilize his unique skill set, with Metcalf allegedly frustrated at times by a lack of deep ball opportunities. Add in the uncertainty at quarterback, and you start to see why cracks might have formed in what once seemed like an unshakable relationship. Pittsburgh fans, passionate and loyal as ever, are directing their anger not at Metcalf, but at the decision-makers, demanding accountability and clearer communication. For a franchise that prides itself on stability, this is a rare moment of turbulence, and the pressure is already building for the team to find answers quickly. Because in a league where perception matters almost as much as performance, losing a star to a rival market feels like a misstep that could haunt them for years. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Meanwhile, Las Vegas media is treating this signing as the headline story not just in sports, but in the entire city, with coverage spilling beyond traditional outlets and into lifestyle and entertainment circles. Metcalf isn't just being viewed as a football player. He's being presented as a superstar entering the Vegas stage. Billboards are rumored to be in the works. Local businesses are gearing up for promotions tied to his name, and the Raiders themselves are already teasing massive marketing campaigns that highlight him as the face of the franchise. This type of rollout shows just how valuable he is beyond the field, and how the Raiders intend to use every ounce of his charisma to elevate the team's visibility. In a city that thrives on hype, this is the perfect storm, and it reinforces the idea that Vegas isn't just a football market, it's an entertainment empire. Metcalf becomes part of that machine the moment he puts on the silver and black, and whether he scores touchdowns or simply walks into an arena, the buzz will follow him everywhere. The combination of sport and spectacle is tailor-made for Las Vegas, and Metcalf just might be the ultimate headliner. NFL insiders, though, caution that while the spotlight is bright and the hype is enormous, the actual test will come on the field, where chemistry, coaching, and execution matter just as much as star power. The Raiders are betting that Metcalf can instantly elevate their offense, but critics point out that integrating a player of his stature into a new system can take time. Will he quickly build the necessary trust with the quarterback? Can the offensive line hold up long enough to give plays time to develop? These are the kinds of football questions that will ultimately determine whether this mega signing becomes a success story or just another expensive gamble. Still, even the skeptics admit that Metcalf's presence changes the calculus for defensive coordinators, forcing them to account for his speed and physicality on every snap. The ripple effect of his presence alone could open up opportunities for other players, making the entire offense more dangerous. In a league where margins are razor thin, that kind of impact can be the difference between a playoff appearance and another year of mediocrity, which is why the Raiders were willing to roll the dice on such a massive commitment. As the dust begins to settle, one thing is absolutely certain. This story will not fade quickly, because it has all the ingredients fans crave: money, drama, betrayal, ambition, and the promise of something spectacular. Metcalf's leap from the Steel City to the desert oasis feels like more than a roster move. It feels like a cultural event, the kind of seismic shift that people will talk about for years to come. Steelers supporters will hold on to the frustration, Raiders fans will embrace the euphoria, and neutral observers will continue dissecting the layers of intrigue. And that's what makes the NFL so unique, because even in the offseason, even in the quiet stretches, the league manages to produce narratives that dominate the national conversation. DK Metcalf's move to Las Vegas is one of those moments, a storyline that combines the unpredictability of sport with the theatrics of entertainment. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody believed it was possible. Yet here we are, watching the next chapter of his career unfold under the bright lights of Allegiant Stadium. And whether you love it, hate it, or feel torn by it, you can't look away. And that's exactly the point. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.